In this video, we'll be taking a closer look at the Triumph Slim LED downlight from Robus, before delving into how this fit in here saved me from an embarrassing situation with my next door neighbours. Let's quickly go over its impressive features first. The Triumph Slim is a 7 watt IP65 fire rated LED downlight, which is both dimmable and colour selectable between 3000 and 4000 Kelvin with a 2-part connector, which we'll revisit later on. It fits into a hole with a 70mm diameter and weighs just 200 grams. They've been tested for use with eye joists and metal web joists and tested to retain the integrity of a 30, a 60 and a 90-minute fire rated ceiling. They have also been designed and tested to be covered in insulation. However, what sets it apart is its height. It stands at only 52mm and a recessed depth of just 41mm, thankfully. So let's give this story some texture. Whilst I generously gave trainee electrician Ben Hook some valuable work experience fitting the Robus Ultimate Tilt LED downlighters at the weekend, we ran into a problem. And it's not that I found out since then that these downlights also have a 2-part connector, which would have made Ben's life easier on the day as well. Whoops. It was all going swimmingly as Ben completed the replacement of 6 of the 8 halogen low voltage downlights whilst I stood around watching, supervising. Nope, I definitely was supervising. On removing the last 2 lights, we found a pipe restricting the depth that we had available, and my neighbour was not keen to have 2 new holes drilled into the ceiling at that moment in time. So unfortunately we had to leave them with 2 downlights not replaced. But that problem has now been solved thanks to the Robus Triumph Slim LED downlight, with its impressive depth now of only 41mm, and the pleasure it was to fit it. And yes, it was me doing the work this time. By removing the bezel, I could select the 3000 Kelvin setting, matching the colour temperature of the other installed Robus downlights within the kitchen. And when it comes to bezels, you can choose between chrome, brush chrome and matte black. The electrical connections were also a dream to make off within the 2-part connector, which I had separated, so unlike Ben earlier on in the video, I wasn't wrestling with the hanging light fitting. The next bit is a nice touch. The connector also has an additional terminal to accommodate a permanent line connection if the wiring used in the location was the 3-plate looping method. For me, this terminal wasn't required at this time. And there is nothing more satisfying than seeing an LED downlight disappear into the location, especially this one with its restricted depth. But before you get excited and send that LED light into the ceiling, the 2-part connector comes into its own again when we think about carrying out our insulation resistance test. Let's see what BS 7671 says in regulation 643.3.3. When connected equipment is likely to influence the measurement or result of a test or be damaged, the test shall be applied prior to the connection of such equipment. So this handy 2-part connector allows us to complete the second fix with our downlights not in circuit. Then we can go about carrying out our insulation resistance test on the cables at the required 500 volts DC. Another benefit that I thought about is that we could safely store the disconnected LED lights in our work van or lockup, and maybe this would accommodate them pesky painters finishing off the whitewashing of those ceilings. And now for the first time in history, this will not include the painting of our new LED downlights. The Triumph Slim 2-part connector was produced by Robus from direct feedback from a group of contracting electricians. That's a nice touch. Got any horror stories you want to share with us about issues you've had installing downlights, or how this Robus Triumph Slim could have got you out of a pickle? Please leave those in the comments below. But if it's LED strip that has caused you issues in the past, then check out the video here on probably the longest LED strip in the world.